Dead Air Radio, back online, stronger than ever, more robust, luxurious, satin-like, shimmering in the grace of God's golden glory that comes out of his pee hole.
That's the best kind of glory.
God's golden glory. How's everyone doing tonight? We're feeling good?
I'm feeling good.
We got Ben Bourgeois here.
Nice to be here.
Woo. Never fear. It's too bad. He's got this new gig on Saturday night sometimes, and we miss him some weeks.
No more.
We actually no more. You done?
Yeah.
For real?
Well, I didn't show up for my shift today.
Oh. The no call, no show. All right. Well, I've known a lot of great men who have pulled that, and
It's actually my first ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, I can't even remember how many I've pulled in my day. But they deserve it.
Maybe. I don't know that they deserve it.
Either way, welcome back to the show. You're a free man now, not tied down to the
I'm a Freeman.
society's rules and regulations. Also with us, as usual, Adam Barnes.
You weak, pathetic fool.
Hi, Adam.
He's the man who makes it all happen. Really, he's the reason I get out of bed in the morning.
I make him breakfast every morning
He also tickles my feet until I get out.
With feathers?
Yeah.
with exotic feathers plucked from only the finest.
The rarest.
What would that
ostriches.
be? Peacocks?
Peacocks. Yeah,
Okay.
of course it's peacocks.
Because they're really long and
But
look cool.
ostrich. That can be a good feather.
Exotic, though?
I think an ostrich feather, it's kind of like a rat.
You
Like
think
each feather's rats.
Okay, ostriches are very exotic.
I don't know.
Exotic.
I
Just
mean-
because they're not here doesn't mean they're
exotic.
No.
Yeah, they're exotic.
No.
I don't know. Doesn't exotic allude to crazy flamboyant colors and that sort of thing?
I feel like exotic, you're thinking jungle.
Yeah.
You're not thinking
No.
outback.
Would you consider like a cheetah to be exotic?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I think
It'd
exotic
be an exotic
is like birds,
pet,
right?
but it's not an exotic. If you had it as a pet, it would be exotic. But in general, I wouldn't consider cheetahs.
I think it's pretty exotic. It's a rare species found in incredible terrain, incredible living situations. To me, it's exotic.
I guess it is, but when you're talking exotic feathers, you're
Well,
not talking cheetah.
I'm talking ostrich.
I don't,
Yeah, but
I
that's
just
not
don't
an
see-
exotic feather. It's a
Yeah.
piece of shit ugly feather.
Right.
Does that make it not exotic then?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think it, I agree with
All
Ben.
right. Well, we'll have to get
I don't
an
know if I'm
official
right.
definition
I
on
think you're right.
exotic.
I think you're right.
Whether or not exotic encompasses an ostrich or not, I feel like when you say exotic feather, you're looking for a crazy one with
Yeah,
crazy colors.
you're looking for a
and,
sweet ass feather. You're not looking for
Not a stinky
I
black
think you're
and white
confusing
feather.
exotic with extravagant.
No.
No, I think you're making that up to
Yep.
suit your own argument.
Yep.
Either way, I'm sticking with my story. Ostrich feather is exotic.
So you're going down with the sinking ship then?
Yeah, you're going.
We
you're
can
going on
maybe
the
get some
losing
callers to call in and verify.
team. No one's calling in.
Anyway, also joining us tonight, you may not be able to hear him, but you are definitely seeing him on the video, on the broadcast. We have one of our all-time loyal fans, the man who's probably called in the most out of anyone, Mr. Lee Dow.
What am I?
Dow, it's great for you to be here. I'm so excited. Finally got to make it down.
It is a pleasure to see the production in progress.
Very, very nice. You look great, by the way.
I'm a #1 fan.
You look great. You're dressed to the nines tonight. Big night tonight, huh? What do you got going on?
I don't know. One Matthew Pritchard, another fan of the show. He would like us to go to Bastille Days. I've
Bastille
actually
Days.
never been.
I think I've been there once, but I was too drunk to really recall the experience. But yeah, Bastille Day is going on tonight, people, Milwaukee people. It's down in Cathedral Square. I know Ben was there last night.
Yeah, I went there last night.
Any fun stories from Bastille Days?
Well, we ended up doing the wine tasting, they started last night at 5:30. It was $25 if you ordered online,
Yeah.
or $35 there. We got them online, $25 a piece. You got 8 2-ounce little shots of, I don't know, various, like, I guess they were mostly white wines, and I don't drink wine at all, but whatever. We had a pretty fun time out there because they weren't. It was the first time they did it, and nobody knew what was going on at all.
Oh, really?
So nobody was marking off the card.
Oh, so you could just like keep
Yeah, it
getting
just kept
refills.
going back. We must have gotten like anywhere from like 10 to 12 of these samples, and they were heavy pours too.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, 2 ounces, like,
they weren't
Yeah.
2 ounces for sure.
because when you think 2 ounces, that really doesn't seem like a really enough. You know?
No, and they had this big old spread of like cheese and fruit and meat and
Damn.
all this stuff. And after like I don't know, 2 or 3 glasses of wine, we just go over there and we just rated that thing like after every little sample of wine, and
Nice.
we just took down all their amazing cheeses and all that and just like scarfed it. We didn't like eat it with the wine or anything. We
Yeah.
were just like scarfing platefuls of, you know, like delicious
Just-
pineapple and
Just like completely defeating the purpose of like an elegant wine tasting.
Oh,
Just,
yeah.
like,
And,
defiling it.
Amanda was actually at a certain point. There's like for some reason there's a what is that game called? Where
Bocce ball.
they take away a chair.
Oh,
musical
musical chairs.
Yeah,
Classic.
They were playing that for like tickets to some show or Brewers tickets, something like that. And she was like heckling them. So we were the only people in the yeah, we were like in the this like elegant wine tasting fenced off area. Everybody in there is like doing their stupid little thing with the wine, you know,
Yeah, like
smelling
sniffing it and
like
sifting
swishing it,
it.
and yeah, doing all that, and we're just like pounding glasses and yelling at the people like playing games. And then we ended up
Some real
leaving.
Milwaukee culture right there.
Oh
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. There's no room for this hoity-toity, sniff our butt wine tasting.
Yeah.
No.
Let's yell at some people.
I'll tell you what though, we left there after getting some food, which was really amazing actually. Like
Kind
we
of-
got
what'd you
some
get?
crazy it was like some ice cream crepe thing. It was really, really good. I don't know.
It sounds good.
But we left and we had taken the bus out there, and we were just waiting at the bus stop, and we flagged down a taxi, and we were like, hey, we're gonna whatever, pay like $4.50 to get back home on this bus.
Yeah.
We'll pay you $5 if you take us back, like right now. And the guy said, okay. And so we get in the cab and we're just talking and stuff like that. And we were drunk. Like, we weren't being too annoying, I didn't think.
Yeah.
But then halfway back, we called you or Mark, and you guys were at Foundation.
Right, right.
And so I was like, all right, change of plans. Take us to whatever, Bremen Center, whatever.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, you don't say please or something like that. He was really offended, and at first I didn't understand him. And I was like, what? And he's like, you want to say please or something like that?
Yeah.
And
But
I was like,
It ended up sounding like police or something.
well, that's what Amanda thought. But I don't know, like, he was just being a total jerk about it, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to be a dick. Like,
Well,
I
you,
just,
you get some good cab drivers, you get some bad cab drivers, you know.
yeah, the problem with that is, like, I was like, wow, was I being a dick? So I was like, don't worry, man, I'll compensate you. And he's like, compensate me, whatever. And we ended up getting there, and he's like, $5, and I gave him a 10. I was like, all right, just keep the money, dude. And then he was like, no, just take it. And I just ended up giving him like a $5 tip because I felt bad. Then after, I was like, no, that guy's just an asshole. Like, why would you say that to somebody?
Maybe that's his trick, is to like guilt you into a healthier tip.
Maybe.
He's like, you know, I have 4 kids, and I need your tips.
I don't know. I was just
Feed them.
I was so shocked because I'm usually so cordial to, like, I don't know,
Yeah, well, I mean, like I
cab
said,
drivers and stuff like
some
that.
cab drivers I've had like really in-depth like life conversations with them. Other ones, like my favorite cab driver, who I called my personal cab driver for a while, his name was Nasir. Very sweet man. He almost killed me and the car full of people I was with, though, because I mean I was wasted, and like he's like a really like bright soul, like really like energetic and shit. Older man, but he's like, and he drives the yellow cab, and there was like, there's like the yellow cabs and like the maroon cabs.
Yeah.
I was like talking shit to like a maroon cab, and he was like just loving it. He was like, he's laughing so hard, and then he failed to notice the stop sign, and he didn't run it, but like he had to slam on the brakes, and like it was a real like sobering moment. Like everyone stopped laughing, and everyone realized how fragile the delicate glass pane of life really is. A hot stream of love butter. See, that doesn't even make sense. That was.
Should we do like an updated taxi cab confessional where we just wire in mics into all the yellow cabs and then just splice all the best conversations in together and make like an award-winning podcast with that?
Well, I think
That
we have an
work?
award-winning podcast right now, and if you don't think so,
A second one.
maybe we need to find another
Well, we haven't
co-host.
won an award yet, but I think we're close.
A Webby. Do we have the Lee Dow award for best fan? I think you deserve an award. You have the award. We don't have it yet, but you know what? Here, I'm gonna make the award right now. To Lee Dow.
I follow this podcast religiously. It's really the only podcast I listen to on a regular basis.
Best fan ever.
Actually, Ben Bourgeois, the man that introduced me to the podcast.
Me too.
Me 3.
I gotta say,
He's
man,
the Podfather.
He is the Podfather.
He's the River West Podfather.
You know what? I have to say, for a while, me and Ben lived together for like a month with no internet, no cable, no air conditioning for the month of July. Brutal month.
It was hell. There are many reasons to call that place like a living hell.
It was quite the living hell. Just a fucking. Here you go, Lito. Here's your award.
Here, let me hold it up to the camera.
Yeah, let's get a little view of that.
Except it'll be backwards, right?
Well, that's the award, and if you guys can prove your loyalty to our show by calling in every week, posting on the website, deadairmke.com, you guys could yourselves get an award, much like the one Lee Dow got. But back to the story about Ben being a podcast master. We lived in this apartment for about a month, nothing to do. We played a lot of Peggle.
We did also
Solitaire.
Solitaire, Peggle, and Deadwood got us through that. But I think the
podcasts.
shining glory of that time was introducing you to podcasts and what they can really
Changed
be.
my life.
It can totally change the way you spend your time.
Yeah, it did. It's like podcasts to me now are just the best way to like fill up like a work day.
Because if you find one that's really raw and has like awesome, I don't know, just like robust content that you couldn't find on the radio
Yeah.
or anywhere else, it's really like exciting when you find a new one.
Well, yeah, the best thing is that it's like completely like unfiltered, like it's real like conversation happening there, like but pretty in most cases unedited for the most part.
I think the coolest
you
part.
can talk about way cooler shit than you can on the radio or TV or anything.
Yeah, and one of the coolest parts about it is you'll discover somebody through a podcast, and then you'll be like, well, let's see. And then you can go down the list of podcasts and search what other ones they've been on, and then you find other podcasts and theirs.
Yeah, you
you
branch
can
out.
just spider web out, and just you'll never like run out of content. If you search,
Right.
you will never run out of content that you enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty isolated, and I listen to like maybe 2 podcasts, but I mean, that's really all I need to listen to. Like,
Well, not everybody, like when I was roofing full time, I would listen to podcasts 8 hours a day.
yeah,
And I could go through like a ton of podcasts.
yeah.
But
Well,
I
they're
was
usually
just,
about 2 hours a piece, roughly. For
it
most
depends.
people.
Some are super short, some are super long.
Before that Cavern Harpy infiltrated my office, I was able to listen to podcasts daily, and you
Isn't
run
it
out.
beautiful? It's
yeah.
so great.
Because I would, morning I would listen to music while I'm having my coffee, and then you tune in, you listen to your Corollas and your Kevin Smiths, things like that. People who do it and do it well, and it's the best way to fill a day.
Some are better than others. I mean, the cool thing though is just how unique they are to like that person. You know, like you really get a sense for that person's like soul.
And you
Now,
can
if
really
you,
hone into your whatever you're into at that time. You can hone into a podcast that is specifically directed towards like and you name it.
Well, on that level, this is what I was going to tell our good friend Lee Dow here. If you're ever going to get into another podcast, there's a new one, Kevin Smith's Fat Man on Batman. It's awesome.
It's good.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
It's separate than Comic Book Man.
Yeah, it's separate from Comic Book Men and it's separate from Smodcast. They just talk about Batman and they have like guests who were part of like the Batman franchise at some point on. Like they had a two-parter with Mark Hamill that was just some of the best computer radio you'll ever hear. Some of the best anything you'll ever hear.
I remember
It was
being
fantastic.
so shocked that Mark Hamill was the voice of the Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That blew my mind when I saw that.
Yeah, when I saw it on the credits, I'm like, that can't be the same Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Then when I learned,
Sounds
it's like-
nothing like him.
Yeah, I mean, but I kind of feel like Mark Hamill is kind of like a fucking crazy weirdo, though. You know?
Do you guys remember his
He's
role in,
awesome. He's such like a comic book nerd.
Yeah.
That
Oops.
it was great. It was a great interview.
Do you guys remember his role in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back as Cock
Yeah,
Knocker?
Cockknocker. They talked about Cockknocker.
I don't think I've seen that movie recently enough to know what you're talking about, but it's good to be talking about Mark Hamill. Ever seen Corvette,
Corvette
Summer?
Summer. I was just gonna bring that up. The thing about Corvette Summer.
Well, it's
that was
Corvette Summer. Is that like
That
his
was
first movie?
Was it his
No,
first
I
movie?
have to see
Yeah,
it.
that was
Oh,
his
okay.
first movie for sure.
Yeah.
It was a horrible movie. Although there was that hilarious scene when he like totally wipes out on the bike,
Yeah.
and then for whatever reason they just cut to him like riding smoothly on the bike
Yeah.
again. But you can see the stunt double. Well, it could have been him actually.
Like,
if it's
there's no
first
way that
role.
guy didn't crash and like,
Oh, he
really
most
hurt
certainly
himself.
did. He was like waving through traffic,
Yeah.
and then you see him like with his handlebars just going up and down, and then all of a sudden he just rides away clean.
Yeah,
It's
right.
just so stupid. Or no, I think he slams into a van.
Something. It's like I think here he's going into like a warehouse and like wobbling everywhere. But speaking of Mark Hamill, what's the deal with him like completely looking different in every Star Wars movie? Did you get
He
like,
got into an accident.
They
Yeah,
had, like,
that's why
cosmetic
they
surgery and shit?
that's why they wrote in whatever they wrote in. I forget exactly what it was, but yeah, he got fucked up. And oh yeah, the Wampa attack. That was making a slashing motion. They wrote that in because he fucked up his face in a car crash.
Really?
Yeah.
I always wondered why he's like New Hope. He looks like there's Mark Hamill. Corvette Summer looks like Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
And then in Return of the Jedi, he looks like a beautiful woman.
Well, that's when he ascends and gets his green saber. I guess that comes with feminine good looks too.
Yeah, well, that is the true mark of a Jedi is the feminine good looks.
He's
What-
got
what's
those
the difference between-
beautiful eyes?
Okay, so when you become a Jedi, you get the green one. Like, where'd the green one come from?
No, the green one was when you become a Jedi, you're guided to build your own lightsaber.
Oh, and
you're
you got
guided
the
to the
green one?
crystal, and you're guided in how to assemble it. And
The crystal.
and if you'll remember, he had his green lightsaber before he truly became a Jedi. That's just one of the benchmarks of becoming a Jedi is you build your own lightsaber.
Can you explain why Mace Windu had a purple lightsaber?
Because he had that purple
only
swagger.
one.
Also on
He was drinking that purple drink.
engraved on his lightsaber, it says BFM or BMF for a bad motherfucker.
It does?
Yeah, there's apparently only one scene where you can see it, but it's on there. I don't know why he has a purple one. I mean,
Because Samuel L. Jackson plays by his own rules in Hollywood.
I think that was the worst casting call they ever made.
Oh,
Having Sam
Really?
Jackson in Star Wars. Sam Jackson shouldn't be in Star Wars.
I think he should be.
They should draw the line.
he
No
was too
Sam Jackson.
famous.
Yeah, too famous for
Famous
Star
by
Wars.
foot,
But he still pulled it off because Mace Windu is awesome.
Mace Windu, like he was good. Well, he's Sam Jackson. He's an awesome
Yeah.
actor, but
I don't think casting Sam Jackson for any role is a bad move on anyone's part.
Not even now. Like his career has tanked.
yeah, right.
after
He's
that.
awesome in Nick Fury in the Avengers. And then all the Marvel
Yeah, I
movies.
guess you're right about
But
that.
he doesn't
I
need
don't
to be
watch
good
those
anymore.
movies.
He's been in like 5,000 movies.
He just needs to be Sam Jackson because he's like his own
Yeah.
character
Right.
now.
Is that a good thing?
I think it is. I love when an actor
Like
transcends
Christopher Walken,
and they're just their own
he
character.
would just
Yeah.
be like a crazy
Walken.
Christopher
Yeah, Christopher Walken's another example that has that. You could say Denzel is also.
Denzel, they build movies around him.
Yeah.
They totally do. But he's still making. What was his last one?
It was that
Fire.
one. No, the one with
Man.
Ryan Reynolds.
Speaking of hunks,
Safe House. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
No, I didn't see it either.
But Inside Man, that was an amazing movie. I think that was a couple ago, actually.
I am guilty of not seeing enough Denzel movies.
That is a guilty
Who would
charge.
walk with Denzel?
He's got. He does good movies.
Well, yeah, I mean he's clearly
American Gangster, that was a sweet one.
That movie was sweet.
American Gangster.
I love that discussion about being like the loudest one in the room or whatever with the jacket when
Yeah,
he's like
yeah, totally.
coming down on that one, and then by the end of the movie he's rolling in with like the big furs and shit.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Wow.
Jeez.
We're gonna have to edit this podcast.
That's the linchpin of the movie when
When he's
Denzel rolls
wearing
in
a
with the
fancy
fur.
coat.
There's no reason to see it anymore.
We're gonna have to edit this podcast.
Isn't
now.
that guy out of jail now?
T.I.?
No,
Denzel.
no, I don't think that Denzel was based off of T.I.
No, T.I.'s in that movie.
Oh, who is T.I.?
He's one of the little kid, isn't he? Yeah.
I
I was
don't even
giving
know
me
who
the nod.
T.I. is. I feel so old around you youngsters talking about your T.I.s and your
I don't know.
Denzels.
I don't know.
Me neither. I'm sorry, everyone listening. Lido has something to say. We have to share mics here. We need to get a fourth mic.
Have you guys seen the trailer for the new Tarantino movie, Django Unchained?
No.
Django Unchained?
Jago, like from Killer Instinct.
It's spelled Django, but I'm pretty sure it's
Oh,
pronounced
the
as
Django.
Jago.
But it's
Django.
but it's
Fight on.
it looks
Full
good.
gore.
Jamie Foxx plays a slave who gets freed as long as he like kills a bunch of people for bounties.
Is it based on
Leonardo
a true
DiCaprio plays,
story, or
villain.
is it a purely fictional piece?
It looks fictional, but it looks like it could be another fantastic Tarantino film.
You know-
Sam Jackson is probably somewhere in that movie.
Oh, he
He's in
almost has
everything.
to be.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
What were we talking about? What movie do we say that Tarantino needs to make based on some kind of fuck? I think you and me, Adam, were talking about
Oh,
this.
probably. We have lots of wonderful ideas that just nobody cares about.
Oh yeah, Batman: Dark Knight Returns.
Oh yeah.
If him and Frank Miller got together and made a movie based on that, because like
Yeah, they gotta do it.
All these Batman movies, they're like Dark Knight this, Dark Knight that, but it's not really based around the Dark Knight Returns graphic novel, which
Yeah.
in my opinion is one of the best works of fiction I've ever read. I mean,
Well, it
granted, I
was
haven't
it
really
was
read
the turning
much.
point of Batman too. It's when
Yeah.
Batman like became what you now know as Batman.
That was the only graphic novel I've ever read.
Yeah, same
I
here.
thought it was so badass.
Yeah, oh yeah,
I
man.
think everyone here's read that, and
Well, you've
that's
read
pretty
that,
cool.
huh? Yeah,
It's a great one, great story.
so great, man. Like it's just so like it's just like begging to be made into a movie. Like
Yeah.
there's some kind of like something because you could even make like a series off of that graphic novel. There's so many. Well, there's probably like there's 4 chapters, I guess, but. That's the one thing about movies I've been noticing is that, like with the Watchmen movie, they could have made that into 3 like epic movies, but they just condensed it all into
Yeah,
one.
they fucked that up. If they would have made it into 3, like you said, 3, they made it a trilogy.
Yeah.
And then because that story was way too broad. To
You know,
do
they
in
did.
the course
It
of one
did seem
movie.
rushed for sure.
Yeah.
And
Still a good movie, but it
my
doesn't do
problem
justice
with it is
at all.
I went into that movie so excited. It looked amazing. The opening scene was out of control. It was so awesome. And
I
I was
love
like,
when they do the Bob Dylan song on the and the pictures flashing through. That's cool.
I don't know. That movie had so much potential, and then it just came up just shy of me claiming that I love it. Like I like that movie a lot, but I can't claim that I love it just because I don't even know what exactly it was. But it just, I guess it was too rushed. Must be what it was.
Yeah, I mean, I never read the graphic novel, but I mean, I've looked at it. Adam has it, and I mean, there's a lot they left out. A lot of like side stories, I guess.
They cut out entire like huge tension points. Like if you'll remember Rorschach going around and doing his thing in the movie.
Yeah.
In the comic, the entire time there's 2 detectives that are like
Right, which they
on
like,
his
they
ass.
they kind of like they
have the
shed
detectives
a
are in the
little light
movie.
on 'em,
They're in the
yeah.
movie. They have them in like the first scene, and then they're just not there the rest of the movie. But in the comic, they're constantly tracking Rorschach, and they're right on his ass. They show up at night owls, and there's all this. There's all these layers that they just completely
Yeah.
cut out. Which that always happens when you take a book to a movie, or it usually happens. But
Yeah, but
it
you
didn't
can-
have to.
You can they should have made it into 3 movies.
I read The Watchmen,
you see
and
where you
still
can
to
plug
this
this
day,
in?
it's probably the best
power?
graphic novel I've ever read. And the thing is, I think Adam would agree
I'm gonna
that
plug it in.
The Watchmen is very much a thriller of a comic book. It's so suspenseful.
Oh yeah, it's
and,
a
like,
thriller.
such-
it's a
so
mystery.
psychological, and it builds up. and I knew that so many of my friends would not read the graphic novel, but they would see the movie.
Yeah.
And that's why I was so let down with the movie, because it hit the key points, but it didn't follow through with the build-up to those key events that happened.
I do like how they changed the ending, though. I think they improved the ending. The original ending doesn't really make sense. It's kind of
It's
stupid.
like a big monster.
The spoiler alert. The
There you
original ending in the comic book is they drop a giant squid onto the city of New York, so
Yeah.
they think it's an alien attack. Whereas in the movie, they
Just
make it seem
like a bomb.
No, they make it seem like it was Dr. Manhattan, yeah.
which makes more sense.
It makes total more sense because that like alien attack thing. I do like how they built it though with like they would, and more spoiler alerts. Please, if you haven't read The Watchmen, like go back in time and stop listening to all this. But
We're gonna have to edit this thing.
they thread it nicely where they're wondering where the missing artists are, and it also explains why Ozymandias has like a giant cat, because he was one of like the genetic engineers working on the monster. They made him a cat, but in the movie he just kind of has a giant cat monster.
In the movie, Ozymandias was a little bitch.
Oh.
In the comic, he was a total badass who just dressed like a little bitch.
Wait, in the comic he was a badass?
He was a total badass in the comic.
Yeah, because in the movie he was.
Yeah.
kinda like
The best in the they go into, again, in the comics they each have like at the beginning of each chapter they have like a little written part of the character's background, and they go into Ozymandias's, and it's like a news report that they show the reporter in the movie, but in the comic you get to read the full story, and they talk about just how dedicated he was to being the greatest fucking human ever.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
I love how in so many like TV shows and movies and shit that
I don't get it.
how much of like the actual story is told through like a TV news like a news broadcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a great
filler.
element that they do in most stories, because it's a good info dump, a good way to like wrap up a bunch of things really quickly. I think this is it, but I'm not sure.
I just want to briefly interject here. Just saw a man skateboarding with 2 artificial legs, and I think that's awesome.
Don't
That
ever
is
let them
incredible.
tell you can't do it.
Yeah, that's amazing. Fucking, we did it. We as humans have finally transcended.
It reminds me of John Locke and his famous line, "Don't ever tell me what I can't do."
Who's John Locke?
Lost.
Oh, another series I never got into. I'm sorry, guys. I'm dropping the ball left and right.
At this point, unless you're willing to give up a few days of your life,
Let me see that.
don't watch it. But it is a great story.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're trying to call in, we're having a little phone problem here. We're going to try to get this looked at. Maybe during the break we can
Yeah, we should take a
we can
break.
try to figure that out. In fact, why don't we just take a little break now? We got some music, always from our favorite local artists. This is The Celebrated Working Man, one of our favorites here at Dead Air Radio. Enjoy.
So tell me who came first, the fool or the fruit? Well, the vodka in Vegas wouldn't get her to lift that skirt.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I think we got the phone working now, so if we got some listeners out there, feel free to give us a call. We love to hear from you. You're the reason we do this show. You're the reason I personally take so much pride in this production. I want to thank you all again for listening. I don't think I did any sponsors this week, but screw it.
I don't think we have any.
We're sponsorless.
We're rogue.
Well, I have an announcement we can make. It's not quite a sponsor, but
He's got an announcement.
I would just like to remind you all to check out deadairmke.com. It's
Yeah.
the official home, the official web, online, interweb presence of Dead Air Radio. There's a lot of big advancements. You can now watch us live under the live tab.
I'm speechless.
It's wonderful. It's built-in functionality now. There's also the blog is up and running. You can go there. You can find awesome things. You can find Vishnu Manu. You can also
Vishnu
find
Manu.
Andrew's tiny baby boy Ben dancing.
Ooh.
Oh, that
Dancing
made the
Ben.
cut?
That's a good
Oh,
one.
it made the cut.
That's a great one.
It made
People
the
out
cut.
there need to see that.
And from there, you can of course find us Facebook, Twitter, YouTube,
I have
and
B-sides of that dance on my phone.
B-sides. Pop
We need to get that on there. You said.
And just a reminder, if you enjoy the smooth sounds of Andrew Lomenzo every week,
So smooth.
you can log on to deadairmke.com. You can go to contribute, and you can click the button.
You can donate.
Can you just donate?
You can
Please, please donate to this show because we love you.
It's so easy. You just click the button.
Just donate. You
Can
gotta
you click
donate.
the button?
You gotta donate. You
Just
gotta
click the button.
You gotta donate. Don't donut. You gotta donate. Please
Click
do nut.
the button. Oh yes. Click the button. Oh yeah.
Just contribute whatever you can because this podcast is for all you men and women out there.
If you got pennies
Sorry.
and dimes, send them our way. If
send
you
the
got
pennies,
dollars,
send the
It's
dimes.
not a crime.
It's not a crime.
Just to donate a dime.
It's not a crime to donate a dime. It's not a crime to donate even more than a dime. We still need another microphone. You could be hearing from
Yeah.
Lee Dow as we speak.
Yeah. You know what?
Add
Viewer challenge.
microphone.
Viewer challenge by next week. Donate enough money for us to get another microphone, and that way we can have you on.
Yeah, that offer still stands. You donate money towards the microphone, you will be a guest.
Or donate a microphone, even.
That would be even
can't,
better.
You can't donate a microphone over the internet, but you could mail it to us. So,
Yeah.
gotta get that P.O. box up and running.
Well, we gotta get it so you can donate equipment over the internet.
Yeah, well, they have like 3D printers now.
3D printers.
Probably
we could do that.
I'm sure someday it'll be possible to transfer data over to build a microphone.
You just send
through
it
a
through
3D
the
computer.
wormhole. It'll just come out.
It's got to be possible. If you have a 3D printer, feel free to donate that too, so we can.
So, and a list of raw materials that make up a microphone, and we could just throw it into the like hopper of the 3D printer, and then that's how it works,
Yeah,
right? You
totally.
just throw raw materials in the top, and it
Just copper
it
wire and
grinds
plastic
through it
and
and
microphone
comes out
comes
with like a glistening microphone.
wonder how much a 3D printer is these days.
Probably like $8, $9, I think.
Yeah, 20 or 30. Yeah, you get it at Walmart.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'll go to
I feel like
Aldi, man.
I feel like it's more of a Sam's Club thing. You got to, that's.
Also, you got to be a member, so you got to
Right.
take that fee off.
Well, yeah. I mean, come on. They're not just going to give you a 3D printer capable of sending microphones through the internet.
Someday, I think in the near future, we're approaching the day when one can email someone something, and they get a physical object on the other side. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I would love that.
Someday. Another thing that you could like edible, if you can make some edible food, email like you order a pizza, you have a 3D printer, and it's edible, and they can just email it to you.
The 3D printer or the pizza?
The pizza is emailed through the 3D printer.
Right. Yeah, why would you eat the 3D printer?
You wouldn't.
Yeah, that was silly.
You wouldn't. Forgot to ask.
It's fine.
We're back.
Here we are.
Dead Air Radio. Lovely times.
Hello, everyone.
Lee Dow, our guest tonight. The wonderful Lee Dow.
So, excuse me.
How embarrassing.
It's that cigarettes. So with all this 3D talk, I was reading an article about how they're trying to set up for 4D movies.
4D movies.
I didn't quite understand what that meant, and as I looked into it a little further, apparently they're trying to set up so theaters will have like moving seats and the 3D vision
shit.
and scent. And
I've been to 4D movies
Yeah,
before.
I've been to one.
think of what that would cost.
At Disney. It was actually really cool as like a child. It was a Honey I Shrunk the Kids 4D movie.
Oh, nice.
And there was one scene where they had a bunch of like rats run out of the screen, and then they would like blast little air pellets up their
yeah.
legs, and it felt like rats were crawling. It was very convincing and really cool.
that would make me very squirmy.
I was.
Yeah, but they had the seats like move and the smells and things.
Speaking of that, I saw when I was in a drive-through, of course, a deadly-looking spider crawl into my car. So
Why'd you let it crawl into your car?
Because I had
You
the
could
window
stop
down.
it.
I had the window down, and then all of a
there's no
sudden I
way to
see
fix
it like
that.
I see it like scurrying. So I'm like, "Fuck this!" So the guy's just like, "Can I help you?" This is at Oscars in Waukesha. I just ignore him and open the door and start like squirming around trying to kill this fucker with the water bottle.
You weak, pathetic fool.
So I end up getting it out of the car. And then by the time I pull around, the guy's just laughing. He was like, "What was going on over there?" I was like, "Oh, deadly spider got into my car." The whole ride back, I kept thinking that I was feeling something hitting my leg,
like your leg hairs are like standing on end.
which
shit.
made my driving so horrible, as it already is pretty bad. But then I'd start like squirming, and all of a sudden I'd like kick my legs, and I'd like just pound on the gas or like pound on the brake.
Oh god, those spiders, man.
I have an intense arachnophobia. It is.
It's unreasonable,
horrible.
really. Speaking of drive-throughs and ice cream, have you ever gone to like a McDonald's and coned through the
I
drive-through?
love those videos. Those are great.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
It's where it's like you order an ice cream cone through like McDonald's, and then when they hand it to you, you just grab the ice cream cone.
I love those
and,
videos.
or you
They're awesome.
grab the ice cream, and like they're still holding onto the cone, but you just grab the ice cream.
Just like right away.
Yeah, there's so many videos like on YouTube of people doing that, and like the drive-through people just like freak out for some reason. It's like
Oh wow.
near accident on Center Street. Yeah, that shit's hilarious. I actually tried that one time at the McDonald's on North Avenue, and the guy, he just turned around, like he didn't even like.
He wasn't
react.
amused.
Yeah, it's like someone must have done that already, and like he like had no.
Well, you were
But
the
you-
second one in a row.
Yeah.
You did it though. You grabbed it off.
Yeah, he didn't even he felt me grab it, and then he just like turned around and didn't even acknowledge I did it. I was kind of pissed.
He might not have even really like fully. Well, I suppose he's
Yeah.
hanging onto the cone. You got to notice.
Yeah, I don't. He just totally brushed it off like nothing. I don't even think he realized what happened. It was weird. I was kind of disappointed because I was really hoping for
Yeah,
a
I'd be
great
pissed.
reaction.
You want him to be like, what?
Exactly. So I'm kind of quiet on my end. You have something to say, Ben? I think it looked like you were about to say something.
About the whole cone thing.
Coning, or maybe before that. Looked like you had a point to
Yeah,
make.
Ben.
No,
I mean, ice cream cones are really good.
they are.
I
You
like.
go for one right now.
Yeah, I
Let's
like.
all
it.
have some ice cream.
Hey, why don't you guys
I can't.
come here and donate some ice cream cones?
Send them through the interweb.
Ice cream
Uh,
cones will not get us some new microphones. So
But they'll get us
They kind of look the
bellies
same.
full
though.
of ice cream.
ice cream cone shaped microphones. That's
Ice
$1 million
cream-a-phone?
idea.
I mean, it's. Yeah, I guess it is. I
Kids could
guess it
sing, They
is.
could sing.
But
they
now
could
I've
pretend.
broadcast it out to the
there's-
millions of viewers worldwide, so someone's going to invent that with the capability of doing so. I tried the capability.
cord-
Four viewers.
So the
worldwide.
cord looks like
We've never had five.
ice cream dripping out the bottom. Is that how it would work?
Yeah, I think so. That's how it's powered,
Right.
through ice cream drip.
Oh,
It's powered through ice cream drip.
so this is an
Drip.
actual ice cream cone that works.
Who's that? Is that Blazer?
Oh! we have an angry
Disgruntled fan.
fan.
I don't know. The whole.
A little bit of
that'll help.
phone technical difficulties. Oh, we have a disgruntled fan outside. Maybe he'll come in and shed some light. We don't have a microphone for him though, so maybe you can probably hear him though through ours. Nice shirt, man.
How's it going?
We're in the middle of a
What's going on,
broadcast,
dude?
and you're trying to.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Are you trying to
Blazer.
sabotage?
You remember him from episode 6?
He's another loyal fan. This is the loyal fan show. You know what? For coming down, you get an award. You get the second best fan award because
You missed out on this one. This was presented to Lee earlier.
Best fan ever, Dead Air Radio. That's well deserved. But I will say I have listened to every podcast.
well,
So I think I should be in the running for that next time.
Well,
Next year, put me up.
Lee, have you listened to every podcast? All right. Well, I was gonna say if he didn't.
missed one.
Oh,
Lee missed one.
can we cross out that name and put his name? Yeah.
Only due to some sort of error to do with the computer at my work because I played it.
Yeah.
I played it.
DeadAirMKE.com hosts the entire backlog.
No excuse.
That is true. But I usually watch them live, and most of the time at work they work. I actually discussed with you guys. I played it, and the show before you was still running. A lag or something because then I worked till 9:30ish. So at 8:45, then you guys came live on the air.
No excuses now. We have many ways you can reach us. DeadAirMKE.com.
DeadAirMKE.com. Also,
Well, don't
on
forget about deadcare.com.
Dead
right?
Care.
Dead
You
Care.
can't call into the phone lines, though. They're
You can now.
I think you can call in now.
Yeah, well, you
Ringer was
see, the
off.
thing is, this is a shared studio, and some of the inhabitants of it like to just unplug things and not plug them back in, which makes
Yeah,
it difficult.
It's a chaos energy. This studio. It's pure chaos.
Founded.
It's a creature of chaos.
on chaos energy.
It changes forms every time we. I mean, half the time
That's what makes it exciting.
I don't even know
That's
where
what
I am
makes it
half the time.
exciting.
When
We're
I'm
on the
here.
edge
It's
of
like-
our seats
Yeah, it's like
every week.
it's like a beautiful fungus growing in the sandwich you forgot about in your refrigerator. Changes every day. So
but it gets better with age.
I think so. It's like it's also like a fine wine. So that's Dead Air Radio, ladies and gentlemen. Random appearance by our second best fan, Bleezer. He's a call.
Stevener?
He's called in plenty of times.
Bleeze Stevener.
If you are any kind of fan of this show, you would know who I'm talking about just by saying the name. So thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Blazer.
Very. I had no idea. You were coming down.
You know what? I was in the Milwaukee area and just decided to stop on by.
Well, it's a pleasure.
Barton mentioned that you gentlemen might be going out soon to have a brewski or two.
That might happen.
We're having plenty of brewskis.
You see, brew. For the past week, I've stopped doing it now, but I've been on a juice fast. You guys hear about these?
Heard all about it.
Where
Drew a juice man. That's what they
instead of for about 3 or 4 days, all you do is you drink freshly made juice that you make. So like a cucumber, apple, spinach. It sounds gross, but it's actually really good. And I did that for about 3 or 4 days. Lost 14 pounds in those days, and I stayed nutritified. So now I'm trying to avoid the bad things that I've been doing for so long.
I have been trying to remember this for a while. What was that mixed drink that you made a while ago that you said had a cucumber in it and I think like ginger ale or something else?
Whiskey. Whiskey.
calling the Don Mattingly.
Yeah, it's a whiskey ginger ale with a little slice of cucumber on top, just to get the aroma on your nose, and it really changes the chemistry of the drink too.
That was the most refreshing mixed drink I've ever had, and I forgot what it was. I've been thinking about it frequently. How much I want that. Thank you, Lamento.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's a drink I learned from my bro.
Why is it called Don Mattingly?
We just gave it.
man needed a drink named after him. That name is perfect for it.
Well, was
It
he going to
is.
go drinkless for the rest of his
Yeah,
I wasn't gonna
namesake?
say about that.
like Don Mattingly just sounds like a drink, you know. And I don't think it is one yet. Tom Collins, Arnold Palmer, Don Mattingly, like no brainer.
It falls in line with that.
Yeah. So
Now he plays the baseball, right?
Yeah, he did play the baseball.
I don't have no idea. Maybe.
He played the.
I like
I
your
just
shirt,
know
by
him
the
from
way.
the episode of The Simpsons where they make that all-star.
They have Don Mattingly in there.
Yeah, with Daryl Strawberry and
Oh yeah.
they had the whole song. Like,
Cut those sideburns.
yeah.
He
What was
is
Don
also mentioned
Mattingly's
in an
problem?
episode of,
I don't remember.
Seinfeld as well. They mentioned Don Mattingly.
Really?
John Voight.
No, John Mattingly.
Whoa, lights on. Dead Air Radio.
All right.
You're viewing.
20th century.
You're seeing the beautiful Lee Dow on camera right now.
With a pole mustache. There we go.
Lee, can you maybe
Mustache.
just stand up and show the viewers just your ensemble right now?
My package.
Yeah, your package. That works.
Yeah, just.
Show us their dicks.
So Lee Dow's wearing a khaki cargo short, a classy black T-shirt, and a business casual button-down stripey. He's looking good, man. I gotta say. Last time I saw you, I was amazed. You
He
look like-
cleans up nice.
I mean, you look great. For a while there, I was a little concerned. Sometimes I would see you, I'm like, is everything all right with
Put
Lee?
your act together.
But now
That's what people would say.
I'm learning more and more that you actually this man's a straight shooter. He's reaching for the top. He's going for
The
the
goals,
stars.
the stars, yeah, the star goals. He's
Star
reaching for
goals.
Star goals.
He's gonna be, I think if anyone here is gonna be a star, it's Lee.
He's gonna have the most stars out of any of us.
How many stars would be the most out of all
Well,
this?
I only
One?
I only have like 7.
Really? I don't have any stars.
Nope.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Bourgeois, no stars.
None of my stars are lucky either.
I'm
So
just not celestial enough.
That's not true. In 7th grade, you told me you beat the game of Legend of Zelda through and through. You got like all the golden Skulltulas.
Go on.
In my book, is deserving of a star.
Yeah.
All right, I have 1 star, ladies and gentlemen.
you've got a lot of great qualities about you, Ben. I don't think anyone tells you enough.
No, 1 star.
1 star.
1 star,
Work on that star.
courtesy of Ocarina of Time.
Turn it into a constellation. Be like the
Thanks.
big
Thanks,
dipster.
Bleezy.
The little dipster.
Dipster. I look outside and I see a little dipster.
It's a beautiful dipster.
What constellation do you think Bougie would be if he were a constellation?
That's a tough question. I mean, are we talking like actual constellations out there?
Constellation.
He would be Orion.
Orion.
Orion,
He
I
would
can
be
see
Orion.
that. I can see that.
Bougie's got the look of a hunter.
I don't have a prominent belt, though.
Yeah, you don't have a prominent belt. You don't even have a belt.
That can be fixed quite easily. We can
Belt.
next
Ooh,
week.
that is a good belt.
Next week, this man will have the most killer belt.
Killer belt. No, he's got a nice belt. Look at that.
Cameraman, guys?
Joke.
Yeah, you
I
can.
don't think you're even close. You weren't even close.
Oh, I gotta.
For a while, Ben couldn't wear belts because he had an allergic reaction to metal.
I
on
think
his
that
skin.
still stands.
Really,
Yeah,
he's got a lot of strange allergies.
I know. I do.
Most people are like allergic to like pollen and pet dander. Not
Yeah.
this man. He's allergic to metal on his waist.
And MSG.
MSG. Yep.
And
Nuts.
cashews and
Pistachios.
No, not really cashews anymore. Pistachios, I think.
Suck to be allergic to those 2 nuts.
Those are.
Well, I haven't eaten
Oh,
them
yeah.
since I was a kid because I'm so scared of that happening again because it was so bad. It was like the most violent like stomach sickness I've ever had.
Those are the creme de la creme of nuts. And no pun intended.
The whole MSG allergy is something I saw on, I think it was the Travel Channel. They were going around, and I forget the name of that dude.
Andrew Zimmerman.
That might be it. I wouldn't remember.
Bizarre Foods.
But he was going around. The whole thing was about MSG and how many places actually use MSG. And he was
Yeah.
going around saying that, does this have MSG? And it's so funny how hesitant these restaurants are to say, like, yes, we use MSG.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, a lot of places in like Europe and stuff. I know like they love it over there. Like it's like.
More MSG,
Well, they like it's like a seasoning you can just put on shit like at like restaurants or
It
whatever.
sounds like MSG.
I picture like a bottle of it would have like the skull and
Yeah.
like, poison skull on it. Like,
because everywhere that doesn't have it, they're like we don't have it.
Well,
Good for us.
Adam, for some of us, it is poison. So,
So why don't you back off?
yeah, I ate at the Japanese steakhouse when I was about 6 years old, and
That was off for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that?
No. Anyway, go on. You're at a Japanese restaurant.
Yeah.
And what happened? You had MSG and your face plumped up.
Yeah, it looked like Rocky after the fight in Rocky 1, leading into Rocky 2, where then he challenged, actually Apollo re-challenged him for the title because at first he said they ain't going to be no rematch, but then they were both in the hospital together, obviously, as we all know. We've all seen the movies.
Right.
I've never seen.
Well, then consider this a Rocky summary.
Yeah,
for you.
let me break it down for you real simple.
Stallone's son died.
Well, I'm aware of the movies. I've just never seen them.
Did you see his middle name?
Stallone's son died. He died. They found him dead yesterday. Apparently, I was reading that online that he was dead for a couple of days. What they think was an overdose, but it was the same son that was in Rocky 5.
Really?
Yeah.
What's his middle name?
Sad. I guess he was like a total he was really depressed, like a hermit.
He played a guy in Heroes, I think.
I have no idea. I think his name was Sage Stallone.
In 5, not in
Sage
6.
Moon Juice Stallone. It was like Moon something.
Moon juice?
Moon something.
Moonshine?
Look it up.
Juice.
But yeah, and they were talking about how Stallone was at Comic-Con doing promotion for the Expendables 2 when he actually found out, so he had to dip out of the.
Did he handle it like George Bush handled the 9/11 attacks during his kindergarten reading? He's just like,
So you're saying he had a part of it?
What show was that where it was the little
Stallone
kids?
caused 9/11.
Was that Human Giant with the little kids where it was like the little kid Bush?
9/11.
Little 9/11. If you have not seen the clip Little 9/11, I recommend checking it out. It is so funny.
You know what? That is not funny to make fun of. It's an American tragedy. Changed the world forever.
Yeah,
You guys are assholes.
Moonblood.
Scratch that one.
Sage Moonblood Stallone.
Moonblood. That's a pretty badass middle name, though.
Moonblood.
Moonblood.
What would Moonblood be?
Well, clearly.
Some kind of vampiric, black metal band.
Sounds like something you get from.
Sage
Or
Moonblood.
like Castlevania. I'm gonna name my son Castlevania.
Why don't you name him? Why don't you name him
Yeah.
Castlevania? Alucard
save
Castlevania
often.
Symphony of the Night. His last name is Symphony of the Night. First name Alucard. Middle
Well,
name Castlevania.
I'd have to change my last name to Symphony of the Night then.
Get on it.
Yeah, why the hell not?
Why are you still here?
Could that possible, if you wanted to change your last name to that, would that...
You can.
Really? And you
Yeah.
wouldn't get sued for,
as
I
long
don't
as-
think they'll let you change your last name to Symphony of.
As long as it's not offensive, I think that you can.
So if
Yeah,
I
there's a
couldn't-
copyright too, though. I think
couldn't change
copyright.
my last
You
name to,
can't
like,
change
poop
your last name to
farts?
Pepsi.
Why not?
Because
last name to World
Hey, if I'm
Who did?
Ben Pepsi, what's Pepsi gonna do about it? They're gonna be like free advertising.
no, they're gonna sue your ass. They're gonna take your
They
name.
can. It's my legal name.
They won't let you
feel
have
like-
the legal. It's already their legal.
I feel like you
Well,
could
if
name...
it gets through as Ben Pepsi, then I'm Ben Pepsi.
Wait until Greg Pepsi finds out about it.
I give a shit about Greg Pepsi.
What about Greg Milk?
Greg Milk, I give a shit about. He's a good guy.
No, man, I think if
guy named Greg Milky.
if you named... Really?
Greg Milky. He's in my dad's band.
Greg Milky.
Speaking of Medicine Brook, they're gonna be featured on the show sometime soon. Found their CD, dug it up,
Okay.
dug up to Medicine Brook. CD,
Wait, your dad's in a
and,
band?
Yeah. He's
What's
in it.
Good old time music.
Good old time music. You got a little bit of bluegrass in there. A little bit of.
We need some more local...
They do
time
some
rock
good
and roll.
jams. They do some Who covers and some Rolling
originals,
Stones
too.
covers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got some originals too.
We've been playing the same 3 songs for weeks now.
Well, the same 3 bands. They have
Oh,
a few
same
different
bands.
songs. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not to say that we're sick of those bands or songs, because we're not. They're our go-to bands. I mean, my favorite band's in Milwaukee.
Have you guys made any commercials yet?
We're working
We've been
on
working on it. Yeah. Back off.
it. And hey, spoiler alert! Oh! Spoiler alert! Jeez, this is the spoiler episode. Spoil rotten.
Yeah. Spoiler.
Back to
What else to say?
yeah. There we go. That's
I was
the
gonna
best.
say, Strenny P. Sooner or later.
I feel like
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that on here too.
You guys, yeah, we need to get some of that shit. Ben was once upon a time in a band. Technically, still is because they haven't officially broken up.
No.
You want to talk about that band?
Sing us a little ditty.
The name of the band is Strenuous Penis. It co-founded by one Josh Hansen and myself. We had 3-4 hits that went global.
Viral.
global viral. Yeah. That's the best kind of viral.
We're talking MySpace, baby.
Right. In the days of MySpace, we had songs that got over 4 hits, and
Hey, that's just as good as this radio show.
what do we got now?
We have 3, ladies and gentlemen. 3
See?
current viewers.
Stranded P could help you out
No,
here.
3 tonight is good because half of our viewer base is here in the studio with
I
us
got to text
tonight.
a big shout out to Big Nate. Big Nate is watching right now, live.
Love
Big
it,
Nate,
loyal.
what am I?
Loyal fan.
Big Nate.
Big Nate.
Big Nate, everybody.
Big Nate.
Big Nate.
You remember that one time we stopped calling him Big Nate?
Oh yeah, we stripped him of his bigness for a brief time.
For just a brief time, and he took that, took that to heart a little.
He should have. It was meant to be a punishment.
Was it because that he was why or how did he lose his title, his Big Nate?
I just remember this one time we went to the bars all together, and we ended up, me and him were both on probation, and he just wasn't being inconspicuous at all. On probation, obviously, you can't drink at all.
Right,
and,
right.
He was kind of
He was
wrestling with me
literally
in the
fighting
street.
in the streets.
Yeah.
Street fighting man.
Like, he wasn't fighting me, but we were just kind of like wrestling around. I'm like, oh, dude, stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
We're not even supposed to be here.
Yeah, so... Yeah, well, he was known as Regular Nate. We went out of our way to call him Regular Nate for a while.
Inconspicuous Nate.
What's up, regular Nate?
Going from Big Nate to Regular Nate probably
reclaimed
was
his
a blow
bigness.
to his ego, and
And he's bigger than ever.
well, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
Well, he's back to big. We had a big
Oh.
party. There was an album.
Huge
There was a
Nate.
TV miniseries.
You know what,
the Back to Big tour 2010. It was great.
The whole street fight thing reminded me of. Have we talked about the Santa fight we saw on Water Street here?
Oh no, that was so good.
That was great.
I kind of feel like I helped make that possible.
Oh, you definitely did. We both did initially, but then you egged it on so hard.
yeah.
We were at Harp on Water Street on Halloween or
It
the
was
day
like
before Halloween.
it was like the weekend of Halloween.
I was dressed up as Heisenberg from Breaking Bad, coming back on Sunday. I can't wait. And we were at the Harp, just getting silly, Mr. Lomenzo and myself, and there's this Santa, just totally debaucherous Santa, just being crazy.
yeah,
He
being unruly.
came up to us. He was talking to us. He was really funny. And then there were these
bad
2
Santa.
loser guys. I don't even know how to describe them. Really,
They were like
they were annoying.
They were like good old boys.
Yeah.
Like
Some cold country bambas.
something like that. They were very they were total pricks, and you could tell.
Totally.
But Santa was a prick too. But I took
he
his
was.
side because it was Santa. You know.
And the initial altercation came over because there's this one drunk girl that was on everybody out there.
Yeah, right.
And she was being insane.
What was
Yeah.
she dressed
Oh,
as?
she was nothing.
Yeah,
she was just stupid.
she was-
talking about how
She was dressed as a Water Street
her,
skank.
what she had her teeth
My
redone
favorite
twice
costume
in her
of all.
nose. You remember that? It
Yeah,
was
she had
crazy.
like a
It was-
nose job.
It
or
was really
something.
weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was all over the place there, and then this Santa got into a fight with those 2 guys. They got booted out.
Yeah.
And then those guys were going to their car, and Andrew's like, "Hey, police! These guys are drunk." No, that was the police hadn't showed up yet.
Yeah.
They fought first. You got them to
Well,
fight.
they were fighting inside the bar. They got kicked out. It was bar closed. We all left. Met up with Santa outside the bar. I'm like, hey man, those guys were jerks. Screw them. Oh boy, we got a caller. We'll continue the story.
There is no caller.
Was that you?
That was just a test
Okay.
of the emergency broadcast
so-
system.
Santa was outside the bar. I was like, hey man, those guys were jerks, man. I got your back, whatever. So then he's like, thanks, man. Then he sees them outside and he starts talking smack to those 2 guys, and I just kind of joined in with them, talking mad shit.
Yeah.
And those guys were like
They were so stupid.
yeah. They're calling us racial slurs that didn't even make sense and all this shit. So we're just talking mad shit, and then
Well, I remember you were like, "Born with a silver spoon in your mouth," blah blah, and the guy's
I
like,
don't even know that expression.
well, maybe you didn't say that, but
Well,
you were talking about how they were just rich,
Yeah, I was like,
silver,
oh yeah, I was like,
spoon fed,
I was like getting
whatever.
daddy's truck or whatever,
Right,
you know,
right.
that kind of shit.
And he's like, "I earned this."
And then all of a sudden, Santa and this one dude start fighting, and then I'm like,
Not
oh,
2
shit.
seconds later, a cop comes barreling down over the curb and just barrels right to these guys. comes out and they break up the fight immediately, and
Yeah.
we take Santa aside and we're like, hey, these guys started it and they're gonna drive home drunk, and the cop was like, I don't give a fuck, like,
Yeah, he's like, I can't get them in trouble for something they didn't do. It's like, okay, but
This is
they
Minority Report.
they are gonna drive home drunk. Who shit?
That is absolutely disgusting.
I didn't.
Someone shit their
It
pants.
was one of you.
I would
three.
totally admit to it.
Don't be the fans over there, and I think it was Bleezer.
I think the fan is blowing directly.
The beautiful thing is I don't really smell it because it's
Yeah,
piping
'cause
Yeah.
directly.
piping right.
that
It's
way.
like piping it straight up our
It's like
nostrils.
there's like tubes going
I
into my
cannot
nose.
believe how quickly you guys smelled that. It was like a millisecond later.
The fan is literally blowing
Yeah,
it
the fan's
down my
Not going
throat.
fast enough.
That was a spider behind you.
We can shot
I thought
Oh, that's quite a spider.
That's a.
No, it's like a glow bug.
It's not what we were
I was trying to see if I can get a reaction out of Dow, but
Spider's already on his
yeah.
shoulder.
you know, that fart was so bad that I totally lost track of what I was even talking about.
We're
I can
talking about
still- I can
Santa and the
taste it.
fight with the
Yeah.
cops.
Long story short, cops did not get those guys in trouble.
Hey, let's
They
get a
were gonna
call
drive
in.
drunk.
Let's get a call in.
Yeah,
Hey, somebody call in.
viewer challenge.
Come on, call in.
Call
Viewer
in.
challenge. Somebody call in. Big night.
414-935-2951. I'm assuming 414, yeah?
Yeah, 414-935.
Gotta be.
2951.
You could call
Yeah,
in.
you
Get a
could do
microphone.
it that way.
Yeah,
Nobody calls in a minute.
yeah.
Well, no one's going to.
And for those viewing at home, I know we ram this down your ear holes every week, but you click that donate button, you give us just a little something, we can
just
get
click
another
it.
microphone.
All you gotta do is click
And
it.
you know what? Then you can come on the show. You can be your number one donator.
Some money to Daddy Radio.
You know you wanna click that button.
Yes, click the button.
Click the button.
Oh, click the button.
You gotta click the button right now.
So yeah, I think that was worth at least
The
$1.
end.
And if you like that song, you donate.
Yeah, we'll have it up on iTunes tomorrow.
Yeah.
You can buy it for 99 cents.
And guess
Maybe you
what?
donate.
If we get that fourth microphone, we can be singing quartet.
We can be.
Up in
We're
this
talking
bitch.
We can be
four-part
harmonizing.
harmonies.
We harmonizing.
You know what? Next week we should work on a song,
Yeah, sure.
and we'll have beautiful harmonies.
Yeah, let's beautiful harmonies next week.
The people aren't just gonna donate for no reason. We gotta really.
We gotta give 'em
bring it
beautiful
to the
harmonies.
table, you know, we're gonna have a song next week, guys. Promise.
Beautiful harmonies.
It's gonna be delicious. Your ears are gonna be melting.
Dripping eargasms.
Sounds good.
for everyone.
Eargasm. I like that.
It's not
I don't
mine.
think-
I can't
I don't
take
think- I don't
credit
think
for
you
it.
made that up.
I didn't. That's a Kevin Smith line.
Well, I feel like a lot of people have made that up. You
Yeah,
know?
that sounds Dane Cookie to me for some reason. I don't know why.
Because he had the tourgasm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of wordplay. you
Playing
can
off
make
that gasm.
But yeah, no, it's good. It's wonderful because at the beginning of the some of the Smodcast ones, he says we're gonna tickle your ear pussy until you have an eargasm, and I think it's clever. I think it's funny.
That's
it's a good joke.
It's a little offensive for this show, but
Yeah, we try to
wanna
keep
go
it
down
clean.
that road?
We try to keep a clean show.
Yeah, I don't think tickling.
Tickling the
pussy is
ear
gonna
pussy,
make
we're
it.
we're not doing that.
No.
She's got a Steve Irwin hat.
Yeah, she looks like an
hey,
adventurer.
that,
She does. She's got a canteen too.
God rest his soul. Why would you bring him up on this show? Jeez.
So he got stingrayed in the throat. Is that
No,
what
no,
it
in
is?
the chest.
Yeah, he
Oh,
got
the chest.
fucked up.
Too
And
soon.
Yeah.
there was a video of it, but they never released it.
Yeah, Lee
I
Dow.
figured that
You've
guy's
seen that
whole
video,
life-
haven't you? I think Lee Dow can shed.
A shitty version.
It's a crime
No,
not to
no,
release
that's
that video.
bullshit. But they didn't release it.
It got leaked, but it was like copied over and over again. So it's like
I saw that video, and that's not.
That's
The
not
videos
Steve
always get
Irwin.
leaked.
it could be fake.
We can always remake it.
It was.
Ooh.
It was
Yeah,
like,
who's gonna be Steve Irwin? Dow.
when it first happened? Everybody told me that there was this
The
site
legend.
you could find it, and it was very pixelated, where you
So,
couldn't identify anybody.
You know
But
what?
you could.
You know what they call that? They call that.
You could see somebody getting shanked.
That's there he is.
There he is. He's back.
Oh, we have a disgruntled
back in
viewer.
frame.
Ooh, foundation.
Foundation.
Oh dear.
After party.
Should we
After
do
the
it
party,
a
it's the-
second night at
It's the
foundation?
hotel lobby.
Viewers
After
at
the lobby,
home.
it's the after party.
Viewers at home listening. If you want to go to a fun bar in the Milwaukee area,
Yeah, let's have a meet and greet with the fans.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah, come on down.
Foundation on Bremen and Center.
It's right off of it.
It's a
More
great
on
place.
Bremen.
It's a great place. You'll have some of the best drinks of your life there.
Yep.
You'll get faded.
And like last night when I mentioned this to you, they love their booze at Foundation. The staff,
Yeah.
just it's seeping through their pores. They love it.
They have,
Love the booze.
They have,
Are they wasted?
No, but they love the booze.
I
And
don't
they
know.
love
Yeah.
to talk.
They don't
about
drink
it.
there. I don't think. I think because they're always like.
You got to be on game to make those
Yeah.
beverages.
That one guy seems wildly stoned, though. I don't know. If you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you
Yeah,
have
it's-
to be working there. Little
Yeah. I would love
pufferfishes
to
on
be
the
there.
wall.
But the
and
thing
shit.
that I really appreciate about those guys there is it can get really hectic, but those guys the whole time they're
Yeah.
just like
They keep
They
their
keep their
cool
cool.
and they do not speed up their process.
they don't
No.
speed up
No
at
matter-
all.
they take their
I
time with
respect
each
that.
and
It's a
every
labor.
drink.
It's a
Yeah.
labor of love. You know.
They're
They're
just like, guess what? If I'm gonna make
Well, it's
80
a
drinks tonight,
$9
that's what I'm gonna
drink,
make.
you know, and it's like
Yeah.
you want it to be crafted by a
How many
fine
drinks do you
artisan.
think one of those bartenders could make in a night?
I don't know.
30, 40?
No.
Oh, a lot more than that.
You think? I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
Well, think-
totally.
I mean,
Well,
one
each one
drink.
takes,
I would
like,
say each drink takes about
minutes.
No, 4 minutes. No, 2 minutes tops.
Well, that's. I mean, think
Maybe.
of how many people are there. I know a lot of people don't get the drinks there. They get beers and
So
shit.
what are
'cause
you
they
saying?
have
Like way more than that?
yeah,
like
well,
100?
think well,
In a night, in like a 6-hour shift.
like in a shift.
Yeah.
Think of how many people are in the bar, and I mean
Okay,
that's how many
so-
drinks they're making times
So
that
say they
by
put down
2 or 3.
100. They make 100 drinks, or is that shy?
See, I'm very bad at,
Well,
at
let's-
guesstimating.
per bartender, I think
call it
you're. I
150.
would say about 100 per bartender.
okay,
Yeah, I
100.
would say that's fair.
So
If you are
so $900 in drinks, and if they get tipped out,
Easy.
you know, even 10%, that's $90. So anywhere from 90 to over $300 in tips.
I bet they're getting
Easy.
paid there because it's not like
Oh,
they're
they
like
definitely
yeah
make
they're
at
like
least $10 an hour.
they're like
working there. You have
adults
to.
like grown folks working there. Like it's not
Yeah.
Don't they
like
all have a piece of it?
maybe because
I
it
don't
is the
know.
same people whenever you're in there, and it's not
only
like
3, but
it's not
we
like it's
only
like
go on
college
the
kids
same
or
nights,
anything.
I
But
feel like.
well,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I
that's
know
true.
there's the owner guy who always talks about how like chicks come in there and the drinks are like kind of tropical
Yeah.
and they think they can handle it. And there's like, yeah, then they're passing out on the toilets.
I love that guy's the best man. He's
Yeah.
Oh, I like that guy too.
Yeah, it's like
because he's like, hey, you like that jet pilot? And I was like, yeah, man. He was like, strong.
yeah, he's always commenting to like the strength of the drinks.
Yeah,
But,
he was like, I felt good because I liked the strong one. He was like,
that guy reminds me of
He's like,
like a 20th century like detective. Couldn't you see him being?
yeah,
like,
if he's like a gumshoe.
Yeah, yeah, he had, like if he had like a derby hat
Yeah.
on and like a trench coat.
He's
I
like
can
the
see
like the
that.
book detective.
Yeah. Guys, I think
Bookman?
his name is Harvey too. His name is Harvey.
Harvey
I'm pretty
Bookman.
sure, which is
Harvey's
like,
a great detective name.
oh god, it's like the quintessential detective name. In my
Harvey
opinion.
Harvey
Birdman.
Birdman.
yeah, he was a prosecutor though. He
Yeah.
was a detective.
Also,
Well,
So,
excuse
Have
me,
you ever seen the show?
Princess.
you guys remember the Space Ghost Coast to Coast episodes where Birdman would like be hosting and like he was really like hard bitten and like he talked like this and like his wife was like he had like his wife left him
Coast
and
to
like
Coast?
yeah there was like maybe like 1 or 2 episodes where he
I don't know. I have like
filled in.
I have a couple seasons of it. Unfortunately, the
amazing.
show didn't seem to hold up, but I had the old seasons. I think it got much better.
yeah
Yeah, the old ones are really. Your first couple seasons are very
for
weird.
its time, man. It was I mean obviously it was
I lo-
so groundbreaking.
I will always.
It was
love
the
show,
original
even if
adult
I don't
programming
like it anymore.
cartoon.
yeah.
Who was Space Ghost's voice? Was that anybody like integral? To
Yeah,
any
no,
of
he's still very involved with Adult Swim.
Yeah, I
He-
forget his name, but he's like in
guests on
everything.
almost every show. Yeah, he's
He has one of the best voices of all
he does.
time.
he does. He does great work. Great voice.
You know
actor.
what was the most hilarious thing was as a kid, like you didn't know that they just asked these celebrities like weird ass questions
Yeah.
and then just spliced it together.
Yeah.
Like you didn't know that.
No, yeah.
So you were like, oh my god, like this is so insane.
Yeah.
I always loved that I felt like I was watching something that like was beyond me
Yeah.
as a child when I was
Right.
watching because I never really got it, but I kept watching it because I was like,
Yeah.
this is cool.
Well, when you barely get something like that and you get some humor from it, you feel so
Yeah.
you feel so cool.
I feel like
same with like MST3K, like all that sort of
Mystery Science Theater?
Science,
Yeah.
whatever.
I never watched. Is that show good?
MST3K was.
Mystery Science Theater.
I mean, if
it
you
was
like,
when you're a kid and you're up at 11:30,
Yeah.
you're still up.
I feel like I was a little too young and like sober
Yeah, because it looks like they got the little puppets and like B signs.
They just watch shitty movies and then like pick them apart, and it's like I don't know if I could really sit there and watch that.
Some of it was good. Like they have some good one-liners, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
I wasn't too familiar with that show, but like with Space Ghost though, like I feel like they invented like awkward humor, like for like how like Adult Swim kind of like
They
panders
totally
to
did.
that.
Like when it would cut back to Space Ghost and you just tap the card and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like he would always do that. It was hilarious.
And the fact
My favorite in Space Ghost was Moltar. Moltar was always very funny to me when
Yeah.
they would cut
I
to
mean,
him.
they were all hilarious. Zorak was hilarious too.
Zorak, yeah. Never mind. It's passed too far, but
should we take a little break? What a musical
yeah,
interlude.
let's take a break here. We got the Blue Ribbon Band.
Lovely.
You get lonely next to me. And I'm sad to say my time's not free. It's time for me to break so I can see. But darling, please just let me be. I'll take my shoulder away from you. Take my smile, 'cause I loved you too. Take these silly little games away from me. But darling, please just let me be. Well, I know that you've been talking about me. It's not hard to do. And I know that you'll be lonely thinking about me. This game is played by two. Take your shame and take her hand and make it last as long as you can. And you can be a little man, love so tenderly. But darling, please just let me be. But darling, please just let me be. But darling, please just let me be.
Are back. Dead Air Radio, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 53212.
Should we come up with a barbershop band together?
A little
Well,
doo-wop
we're
ditty.
gonna have a song for the viewers next week, so
Barbershop style?
It's gonna be the donate song. People, the money is gonna be
It's gonna start.
flooding in.
Badu, badu,
Please
donate here. Badu, badu,
Please donate here.
Please donate, donate.
Oh, you just donate. Donate your hard-earned money. We need a microphone so we can have more guests on, and then you can listen to more stupid conversations about nothing that really matters. Cause we're Dead Air Radio. We're Dead Air. We're Dead Air. We're Dead Air. Take it, man. We're Dead Air. We're Dead Air.
Air Radio.
We're Dead Air.
Gonna give you the
Dead
show.
Air.
And when
Dead
we
Air.
get
Dead Air. We're Dead Air. Dead Air.
donate to the show. Dead Air Radio.
That was pretty good at the end, guys. We had something going.
We had a little harmony.
And so if that does not convince people to open the floodgates of gold, bullion, and copper pennies.
Oh yeah, we do take gold bullion. We forgot to
prefer
mention
gold
that.
bullion.
We take
earlier.
anything from gold bullion to copper pennies. So whatever you got,
it all.
guys.
Everything in between.
We
Even
need that microphone.
Yeah,
even
please
emeralds.
remove the zinc first if you're gonna bring the pennies.
Take
Ben's allergic to zinc.
rupees,
Well, sometimes.
ruples,
Rupees.
drupals.
Drupals.
That's a CMS.
Dan Drupal. CMS.
So yeah,
pharmacy?
content management system.
Oh,
especially
Drupal.
WordPress,
Content management.
Drupal.
Yeah, it's a good
There's,
one.
also
good
there's Joomla.
Okay.
There's all sorts of content management systems you guys can learn, create content for the interweb. I think I mentioned this on last 2 weeks ago's show, but I heard that there's more registered URLs than stars in the universe.
No, not registered URLs. It has the potential
Potential.
to have. There's with the new IPv6. We did talk about this the other week, but
Yeah,
there
it's a
is
refresher.
there is enough space on the internet for every living human to have trillions of domains registered.
That's just absurd.
You can have 1 trillion domains for yourself.
Yeah,
there's
what's-
that much room on the internet.
That's
now.
what I think that's another thing I was bringing up, like how much data like the internet can hold. It's like 86 like exabytes, which is like
Well, there's no limit to how much the internet can hold.
no. I
Well,
thought there was.
No, because
If you look up telecommunications on Wikipedia, they talk about like the possible like bandwidth between all like connections, and it's like there is like a finite number, but it's so astronomical that it doesn't even
Yeah.
really matter.
Yeah.
I think that it's like 86 exabytes, which is like beyond. It's like trillions of terabyte. You know, it's like it's an absurd number. If someone wants to call in and verify that number, if you Wikipedia telecommunications, there's a little blurb there about it. Yeah, interesting shit. Talking about all that data flow. How many people are we at tonight? 4? Are we at 4? Is that a 4 I see? Or is that 0?
Currently, we have 2,
Oh.
but it's been bouncing around. We have some viewers.
It's good. We love you guys.
Every one of you.
We love you. Next week, we're going to have an incredible show. Make sure you tune in. Oh, caller. We got a caller. We're going to patch him through. Hello, caller. You are on Dead Air Radio.
Yeah, I think you got like a good stack of internet. Is that what it is? Is it a stack? I'm pretty sure.
Hello?
Yeah, it's a stack, isn't it? Is that how many internet gigabytes is it? Is a stack?
A sack?
A stack.
Like a,
Who is this?
like a sack?
Like 2 sacks? Perhaps a sack?
Like a.
I've never heard of a sack.
Yeah, I never heard of a sack.
Well,
Are you talking about like
White
a
House has,
knapsack?
4 sacks? Like a case? Maybe
Like-
a case.
Like a gigasack?
Maybe a gigasack. A gigasack, giga case.
You know, I think you're right. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think that's the number I was trying to think of was a sack.
All right. Yeah. All right. We'll agree with that. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, we are going to attempt a double phone-in.
Hello.
Caller number 2, you are on the air.
Did you answer it?
Yeah, answer.
I don't think you can hear him.
Caller 1, are you still there?
Caller 1, are you still there?
We've lost everything. I've ruined it.
Yeah, you really screwed the entire
ruined
show
it.
up. The show has been ruined. And on that note, I think we're gonna call it a night here at Dead Air Radio. Unless you guys have some brilliant piece of fucking brain shit to spew into the microphone.
No, I guess not. After that little, piece of work you just spewed out your mouth there.
Good.
Well, I didn't ruin it for everyone, did I? Here we
Hello.
go. It's our guy. Our guy's back.
We got a phone call. Hello, you're on Dead Air Radio. Who is this?
Yeah, I believe it's still a sack. Maybe like a king size. No.
A big gulp. I think it's a big gulp.
Yeah, a big gulp is the highest amount of data that can be stored.
Like 44 ounces. Now, if you want to go 44 ounces, I mean that's one of these.
What's the one that's 64?
That was Neil.
Is that Neil? It sounds like Blaine.
Everyone sounds exactly the same when they call in.
Yeah, I know. They do. I've made that mistake before.
It's a big gulp, though. I'm pretty sure.
Big gulp, 64.
64 ounces.
Or maybe that's a major gulp. I don't know.
Why can't they sell big gulps of like beer? That'd be amazing.
Ooh.
Hey, caller, if you're drinking beer through a straw.
Toad.
What about the Colonel gulp? I mean, is he out there?
Can you turn him up a little bit? I can't really hear him.
Beyonce?
Beyonce Knowles?
The Beyonce gulp? Just a big old gulp.
That would be a big gulp, wouldn't it?
Big, beautiful gulp.
Oh, what just happened there?
Caller, are you still there? We lost the caller again. This is just turning into a mess now.
Yeah,
Let's wrap it up.
I think
We've had too many.
We need to call it a night before
it's too
big
late.
a fool of ourselves. For Ben Bourgeois, Adam Barnes, Bleezer, and Dow, this is Andrew Lomenzo signing off Dead Air Radio. Sorry, caller, you're too late.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. You're all wonderful. Next week, we're going to have an incredible show.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I appreciated this opportunity to see the production in works.
Lead out, biggest fan.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone listening, all of our fans.
Until next time.
Thank you.
This has been Dead Air Radio. My name is Adam Barton. I'm the producer of the show. The things you will hear over the length of the show represent the views of Dead Air Radio and the people making them. All opinions are in no way River West Radio, and the sole responsibility of the producer and callers. River West Radio is not liable for any legal issues and the content of this program.